Hey, good morning, everyone. You're here with Chris and Goran for your Saturday morning live show, football live show to be exact. Actually, European football live show, Chris. We are here to talk about the World Cup, of course. What a day it was yesterday, Chris.
Yeah, I mean two shootouts, some of the best action, most exhilarating action we've seen all tournament, and it was I pretty much have no words for it, to be honest. It was outstanding to watch.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually pretty anxious because I was at work for that Croatia game, and I haven't done much of work during those 3 hours or
You never do
whatever.
to begin with.
No. I do.
Mm,
Sometimes, well,
allegedly.
allegedly, yeah. I get my paycheck every 2 weeks, so I guess I do something.
It doesn't. They can still pay you to just show up.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, well, what do you mean that'd be nice? That's what they do.
Did you watch any of those games yesterday, Chris?
I did. Yeah, I watched pretty much the Croatia game in its entirety, and the Argentina Netherlands game I was cutting in and out of, but still I saw the bulk of what happened. The theatrics at the end of the game, and then I watched the shootout. So it was like I said, it was intense across the board.
Yeah, it was a game with what 14 yellow cards, which is the most in the World Cup history. And somebody got a red card, I see, at the end of the game. No, actually, yeah, 128 minute. Dumfries got a second yellow. Actually, he got two yellows in the same minute, and he got he got a red in the end
Yeah,
during the penalty shootout. So I don't know. I don't think the ref had any control in that game at all. And you know what? At least it was entertaining.
yeah. If nothing else, it was entertaining. I mean, if it's yeah, I don't think the referee had any control of that game. Like you said, it was just it was like I said, it was just chaotic.
Yeah. Now I gotta touch on that the Croatia and Brazil game, Chris. We talked about that game on our video, and we couldn't believe the price that we were getting on Croatia to advance at plus 460. And I said, even if the team is huge underdog, you can't give plus 460 for any team that reaches the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
Yeah, I would say for the most part. I mean,
Not even Morocco had the odds that long.
no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And granted, Croatia shouldn't have, but I think that was just about the narrative of just how much of a favorite that Brazil was coming into the tournament, and like I said, just the public perception of Brazil as a world beater, and just goes to show you. I mean, Croatia just dragged him into deep waters and forced him into extra time. Did it look bleak for Croatia at one point in the first half of extra time? Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. They had their backs up against the wall. But like you said, it's one of those things where, from a value perspective, and we talked about it on our morning show yesterday as the game was happening live, just the value that's left on the table when you have something like that. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a crazy price, and if you got in on it before the game, good for you. I mean, it was,
Yeah. I took advantage of it. I had it as a premium as well. So everybody who bought those premium packs for yesterday took advantage of it as well, and it was a super nice hit. I gotta say, like I really admire that mental strength that Croatia has right now, Chris. I know that I'm probably very impartial here, and I can't be objective when it comes to Croatia, but to concede a goal in the 106th minute, and then everything comes down crashing on you. You feel like you can't do much, and then to score in the 117th minute to equalize to go to the penalty shootout. That was, oh my god, that was something else. And then I gotta thank Brazil as well, because if you have a lead in the 117th minute and you attack with 8 players for some goddamn reason, I have no idea why, and then 6 of those 8 players don't even run back on the counter attack. That's I don't know what to say about this team, man.
No, you better be sending Marquinhos a Christmas card and some cookies or something because let's face it, he
Oh yeah,
was he was and I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to over exaggerate here. He's a big reason why Croatia won that game. I
exactly.
mean, he the if it's not for him sticking his foot out, that ball probably goes into to Allison's chest.
Yeah,
And if he doesn't hit the post in the shootout, we're still at least going for one more set of shooters. So I mean, and I will agree that Croatia showed a ton of poise, and like I said, it was one of those things where yes, they had to panic because they were down 1-0 with only one half of extra time to play, but
yeah.
they showed up, they got the job done, especially Livakovic in the shootout. That
Oh
was
man, that guy. Jeez, man.
they him. And I hate to say this about Morocco because I have we know the Goran have an inside joke behind the scenes about Morocco and the people that come the comments that come along with Morocco in some spots, but um, Livakovic and Bono have made a name for themselves at this tournament just based
Yeah.
on the heroics that they have had in spot kicks. So we'll have to see how that plays out for them. Maybe at the club level if that carries over.
Yeah, I think those two can expect a pretty big transfer, maybe in the summer or maybe even in January of next year. But I think he's going to one of the big clubs,
Like
Livakovic
Everton.
probably. I said big.
Yeah, like Everton. I heard what you said.
Okay, Chris, the first semifinal game is going to be Argentina versus Croatia, Tuesday, 2 p.m. That is going to be a fun one. I personally would have liked rather to play against Netherlands than Argentina because I think it's more suited game style. But hey, we'll take everybody on. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, let's move on to today, Chris. We got 2 great games, starting with Morocco and Portugal, and closing out the day with England and France. That big, big clash we have going on. But Morocco, Portugal, the lineups are out. Morocco is playing in 4-3-3 formation. Bofal, Enesiri, and Ziyech up front. Onahi, Amarbat, and Amala in the midfield. And then Allah, Saiz, Yamik, and Hakimi are the defensive four, and of course Bono is on goal. Pretty much the standard lineup that Morocco has. I would say their best lineup. There are a few decent substitutes there, but do you think they approach this game with another defensive performance, or they're gonna try to step up?
If I'm Morocco, I am saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just do what brought you to this point because the second that you start changing your philosophy is the second when bleep hits the fan. I mean
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's that if you start changing stuff on the fly, you completely abandon your philosophy and like I said, you just completely abandon what brought you to that point. That's going to be their best shot here against a Portugal team that started to find some confidence, especially with that game against Switzerland. It was almost like something like a switch was flipped, and now Portugal has something that you know has some momentum coming into this one. And yeah, if I'm Morocco, I don't change anything. Same thing with Portugal. If I'm Portugal, I come out on the front foot because no disrespect to Morocco, I'm coming out knowing that we're the better team on paper,
yeah.
and it's just a matter of being able to execute. So I think the game plan is clear for both sides in this game of what they're going to want to do. It's just a matter of who actually executes, and for that reason, I would still and I can't remember if I took this in the video to be honest, but I would still stick with the under 2.5 goals. I think this is going to be another one of those sort of knockdown, drag out games. If Portugal wins this one, I see them winning this game 1, maybe 2-0. And would another 0-0 draw into extra time surprise me from Morocco? No.
First thing, Chris, I just want to say good morning to everybody on the live chat here to join us, that have joined us. Thank you for being here, guys. Now, the second thing I want to say, I completely disagree with you on this one, to be honest, and probably with most of the people. Morocco will defend here, yes, but I don't think that Portugal is not nearly as dull as Spain was after demolishing Switzerland in the first round of knockouts. And I see the lineups here. Bruno Fernandes, Gonzalo Ramos, Joao Felix up front, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, Otavio the midfield, Dalot, Pepe, Diaz, and Guerrero are the defensive four. Uh, I think they come out flying in this game, to be honest. I just think that that win against Switzerland, like you said, has flipped a switch in them, and we see that Cristiano Ronaldo is once again on the bench, which I think is a good thing because they play much much better without him. I think they will try to put this one to bed as soon as possible. I honestly don't think that Morocco can repeat that defensive performance once again here, especially against the team that's much much better and much more effective than Spain is when it comes to scoring goals. And when you have a player that scored a hat trick in the previous game, who is back in the starting lineup here, I think his confidence is massive, and he's going to be in a lot of chances here, Chris. For that reason, I personally like the over in this one.
Yeah, I mean, well, the way I see it is that, and I'm not likening England to Portugal, but we've seen, we've already seen a team score 6 goals in the first in a match, and then they it was almost like they used up all the goals and then came out. I don't want to say flat, but they had issues keeping up that same sort of energy and sustaining it into their next game with England when they scored 6 against Iran, and then they had their next game, I believe, was against the USA, and they had that 0-0 draw. So, am I saying that Portugal knock like they're going to run into a brick wall here? No, but it's what Morocco has done so far, pretty much this entire tournament. We mentioned in the video that Morocco has only conceded once in this tournament, and it was an own goal. They haven't conceded against anyone from open play. So this is good. Like I said, this going to be a test? Absolutely, it will. But to just basically, I don't know. I'm not throwing out what Morocco has done to this point. Like I said, Portugal's coming in as the better team. I think it probably goes without question. But I think Morocco knows that that's probably their best method to having a shot to win this game is to do exactly execute the blueprint, rinse and repeat what they did against Spain.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
I don't think they have what it takes to repeat that defensive performance once again here. The over is plus 117 right now, Chris. Under is minus 139, which is not a bad price. Money line in Portugal is minus 155, which is not worth taking, to be honest. Uh, I see some comments here that Morocco maybe plus one, which I personally think it's a bad bet, to be honest. Especially at minus 150 price that some people have. But I think I would personally, if you don't like the over here, I would stick to player props or maybe game props or something like that. We have corner kicks, over 5.5 corner kicks for Portugal at minus 107. If we expect them to put on a lot of pressure to create chances to have most possession, I think that over 5.5 corners is really not a stretch, Chris.
no, I don't think so either. And I think that now that you mentioned it, that this is something I do recall talking about in our video. We do so many videos; it's hard to sort of pin down what we took in a lot of these games. But um, I think this is where you could take some shot props,
Yeah.
especially with a guy like Bruno Fernandes and Gonzalo Ramos. Even if you take those two parlayed, let me pull that up for those two to each have a shot on target, because I think like we said, I think it is Morocco. It's going to be putting Portugal. It's going to be putting the pressure on Morocco in this game to try to find the breakthrough. Let me see player shots on target here. Portugal. So if I go with Bruno Fernandes and let me see, I gotta sign in. Preparation is key, everybody, when you're doing something live. Um, so if I take Bruno Fernandes and Gonzalo Ramos to each have a shot on targets plus 115. I
Yeah,
could,
that's a nice double, Chris.
yeah, I could see that.
I am just looking at Bruno Fernandes' stats here. He has 4 goals and 3 assists in this World Cup. He's been playing a fantastic football. He's been all over the place. Now, I'm looking at Bruno Fernandes to have an assist in this game at plus 275. And I think that's something worth taking because he had an assist in the previous game. Uh, he has 2 penalty kick goals. He has 2 regular goals. Like I said, 3 assists. So maybe also give it a shot at for penalty to be awarded in this game. That's actually at plus 220 right now. Portugal already was awarded 2 penalty kicks, and if Morocco is going to be under a lot of pressure here, uh, one stupid foul inside the box is simply just enough, especially now when you have VAR.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think it would surprise anybody at this point if a penalty was awarded in this game. But yeah, I don't know. I still think that I like those shot props. Um, yeah,
You
it's
know what my book is offering right now? Ronaldo substitute specials.
oh Lord.
And it says to come on as a substitute and have a shot on target, including extra time at plus 125. Fun stuff, eh?
I'm setting the over under at how many camera pans go to Ronaldo by halftime at over 2.5. Over 5 and over 4.5 for the full game.
Yeah. All right, Chris, I think we're done with this game. Let's go to the later one, England versus France. I read yesterday that Sterling is back in the camp. He should be in the roster for this game, whether he plays or not. I don't think he'll be in the starting lineup. I think it wouldn't be smart from Southgate to change the lineup a lot since that game against Senegal. They were absolutely amazing. They had total control of that game. Defensively solid, offensively very diverse, and a lot of players can score goals. I did mention in the video, I believe they have 8 different goal scorers already in this tournament, which means they're scoring a lot of goals. Harry Kane finally got on the scoreboard. But France, France is not a joke, Chris.
No, no. This is the blockbuster of the round, and I think it's going to be played out as such. And for me, it's just very very hard to split hairs in a side in this game. I mean, yes, I could see a path to victory for both of these sides. As cliche as that may sound, as much as of a captain obvious statement as that is to make. Again, I think the path to victory is there for both sides, but I'm gonna watch this game as a fan instead of trying to take a side here. This is another game, and I remember this from one of our videos. Is that this is a game where I would take the player props, like the shots on target. Um, I'm getting Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe to each have a shot on target at minus 125 for a same game parlay.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. You might be able to stretch that and add another player to have at least a shot or something like that. Maybe Saka or Phil Foden to have a shot to get that into plus money, Chris. I think that's something that would be worth. I actually have as a premium both teams to score an over 2.5. I think this game starts a bit slower. I think both teams might be a bit cautious in the first half, but as soon as we see one goal, I think that everything's going to open up. And we know that Mbappe is mostly starts scoring in the second half. He kind of gets more involved into the game, into plays in second half, and we know that he's been also having an amazing tournament. And on the top of it all, he doesn't play a lot of defense, so he's always ready for those counterattacks.
Yeah, and this is going to be key. It's just like you said, just a counterattack, and that's. I agree. I think this is going to be a bit of a more cautious approach early on. Neither side's going to want to be the first to blink and make the mistake, but someone's going to have to, and I think that once you see that, the game's going to open up, and I like that second. I like the second half over as well.
Yeah. In the previous England game, Chris, I had Jude Bellingham to have at least one shot on target, and I'm going to take this again. It's plus 205 right now. He did not get a shot in that game against Senegal. He had some nice chances. He participated in goals. I think he had an assist or two, maybe even. Uh, I think he gets a shot on target here. He's been basically carrying that English midfield in this tournament, and he's only what 19. He plays like he's at least 25, like experience-wise and stuff like that. But he's been absolutely amazing, and I think if England wants to get a win here, I think that everybody will need to give their best, and I think Jude Bellingham is one of those players that might have another great game here.
Yeah, I found some of them I kind of like for this game as well, and I think it's great value is to take both teams to score in the second half at plus 275.
Ooh, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's great way to get some value in this one. And hell, you know what? Let me look that up for that same game parlay I mentioned. So if I'm gonna put together a same game parlay and go value hunting, I'm gonna go both teams to score in the second half. Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe to each have a shot on target plus 500.
That's pretty good.
And
Oh yeah.
that's not a shot on target in the second half. That's a shot on target the entire game. So you get either of these guys having a shot on target in the first half. You're just waiting on both teams to score in the second half, and then you could have a nice plus money payout.
Yeah. Now, Chris, I found an interesting market here. Uh, Player falls, and they are offering Phil Foden to make at least one fall in the game at minus 104. Does that sound like a stretch, to be honest? To make at least one fall in the game?
I don't think so. I think it's entire. You know what I think you do in that case? You find any coin flip price
Yeah,
that is reasonable, maybe even up to like a minus 120 or something, and just put a couple bucks on each one. It's because it's one of those things where it's just like you play. Like for example, I know we're kind of crossing sports here, but it's like if you have like a giant college basketball card with like 90 games and you see 10 that you like or something, rather than trying to parlay it up and trying to figure out who's going to win what, just put a little something on each of them, and then if you want to parlay anything up, do that. But it's I don't know. It seems like a great strategy. Just sort of spray and just
yeah.
see what comes in.
Now, Tukmeni, or however you say his name, that French midfielder,
Mm-hmm.
he has over 1.5 fouls at plus 110. He's a defensive midfielder, and he will come in contact with a lot of English players trying to go forward. And I think that over 1.5 fouls for plus 110 is definitely a good pick here. And then again, we have players like where did I see it? So Phil Foden over 0.5 at minus 104. Griezmann over zero point 0.5 at minus 125. Henderson over zero point 0.5 fouls at minus 152. I mean, all of these players do a lot of running in the midfield. They cover a lot of field. They cover a lot of players. And for them to make at least one foul in the game, I don't think that's a stretch at all, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, I think you got to just see how it's going to go according to your game script because if one of these teams is up like with 10 minutes to go and the team that has the lead is sort of just sitting back and trying to kill clock, you're going to have the other team pressuring, trying to get the ball back, and that we've seen it. We saw it yesterday in the Croatia game. Yes, Croatia found the equalizer, but they also committed a lot of fouls in that second half of
Yeah.
extra time in pressuring to try to get the ball back. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the fouls market is definitely a good market to look at.
Now let me ask you, Chris, who are you for here? England or France? Who do you like to advance?
I lean France, um, just because you know they're the defending World Cup champions, but we've seen, and England winning this game would not be an upset, but
Oh no, not at all.
but we've seen the perceptive favorites in certain games, like, and I believe France is for this game, um, fall. And I mean, England's got the quality. We've seen England in the semifinals of a major tournament, and I believe we saw. Correct me if I'm wrong. We saw them in the finals of the Euros, just a year ago.
Yeah.
So this is a team with the pedigree to make a deep run in the tournament. It's the unfortunate fact that one of these teams has to go home, and I lean towards France advancing, but it's anyone's guess, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that France-Croatia would be another interesting finals here for the second time in 4 years, and would definitely be a payback time for me. No?
So biased.
Of course I am. You know what? The parlay video that we had for yesterday, Chris, I believe I had Croatia to advance and Memphis Depay to have a shot on target, and that freaking guy didn't get a shot on target. He didn't do anything in that game, man. Unbelievable.
Memphis Depay not getting a Christmas card.
No, he's not getting a Christmas card. Morocco, Portugal, Chris. Do you think Portugal advances or Morocco has something left in their tank?
I wouldn't even venture a guess in that. I lean towards Portugal to advance because it almost feels like the clock is going to strike midnight on Cinderella. But again, I thought maybe that was going to happen against Spain, and look how well that worked out. So
Yeah, half an hour until game, guys. I still have some premium packs up on my Pig Dogs premium section. Chris has stuff for, I guess, hockey.
college
Uh,
basketball and college football today.
oh, there we go. That's a big slate, I'm guessing, eh?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, it was up till 5 a.m. writing, so I would tell you.
We still have that 2 for 1 capper promotion, Chris, do
Yeah,
we?
we do. Yeah,
Oh, there you go. So this is the perfect opportunity, guys, to combine both of us, get some soccer picks for the World Cup, and get your football and basketball picks for the afternoon. Do we have a show tomorrow, Chris?
you and I we'll discuss that later on. We'll hope everybody tune in. Keep your notifications set just in case we do go live, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we don't have any games tomorrow or Monday. We are starting with the semifinals on Tuesday. Croatia and Argentina facing off on Tuesday, and then we'll see which two teams are gonna advance as the second semifinal pair. But I think that's it, guys. Gonna get ready for a game. It was a fun day yesterday. Hopefully the same today. Thank you for joining us here. And like I said, check out our picks at Pig Dogs Premium section, and check out the free picks videos up on the Pig Dogs YouTube, guys. And good luck with your bets, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys later. Good luck.